And that was Judy Road with No Heartbreaks, another one of Michelle's favourite songs, and you can get to and listen to Michelle's favourite songs list over on Spotify. But now we're going to head up to the Northern Territory and speak to Tom Curtin. Good evening, Tom. All right, mate. Oh, hang on. Hang on. No, we'll try it again. Good evening, Tom.
Oh, good day, Pete. How you going?
All right, mate. Yes, I forgot to press the button again.
That's a go.
Yeah. All right, now you've got a brand new song coming out tomorrow.
Yeah, it's been a while, writing and recording and things like that. So it's taken a while, but we've got a new one called We're Still Here, which is, all out there for the farmers and the farming community, just all about the fires and the droughts and the floods and how people are sort of hanging in there, battling on.
Yep. Now, I know it is winter time, but as you were just saying off air, the last couple of days have been 35 degrees up there. Has it got any better? Have you had any rain at all?
No, well, we don't really, like around Katherine here in the Northern Territory, we don't really get that much rain from usually April through to sort of September, October, but yesterday was 35 degrees and the wind spun round to the northwest, and then we got these massive clouds, and even today they reckon it rained in Darwin, 3 hours north of us, for the first time for the year. So, hopefully there'll be some, it is pretty everywhere south of Katherine is very, very dry. There's heaps of a lot of cattle stations have trucked off 90% of their cattle just because it's too dry and things like that. So hopefully this summer coming will produce more rainfall for them.
Yeah, hopefully. I know because down here, the Weather Bureau told us that we were going to be in drought for a little while, and we weren't going to get much rain over this winter. But there's a big reservoir about 10 minutes down the road from here that's overflowing. So we've had more rain than what they've expected. So hopefully you guys can get it up there.
Yeah, no, that'd be great. Land's crying out for it anyway.
It is, mate. Now the new single, as you said, it's for the farmers and that. What is that? Obviously, is the inspiration for it, but give us a little insight into the story.
Yeah. I was travelling last summer over Christmas. I was travelling on tour. We went from Katherine to Townsville, Tamworth, Sydney, Melbourne, and back again over 4 months. We did about 50 shows with the Horses, Dogs, and the latest album, Territory Time. So I was travelling through there early December through Mount Isa, Julia Creek, Hewenden, Townsville, and everything was just so dead, and there wasn't much feed at all. It was all just dust, and then they were battling the drought for 7 years, and they're hoping for a bit of rain, and then in sort of mid-February the rains came, and it was too much rain, and it was just flooded the whole region. And because that area is so flat, the cattle didn't have much of a chance to get up onto higher ground, so a lot of them got washed away, and a lot of farms and things like that. Even the houses went underwater. So we came back through mid-March, and it was very green all through that area as we're heading back to Katherine in the horse truck. And you could still see dead cows washed up against fences lines and things like that. And it really hit home for me, and I really was just, inspired to write something to help them out. And I teamed up with my producer, Garth Porter, down in Sydney, and sent him the half-written song, and we sort of went back and forth and over emails and things like that, and came up with this one called We're Still Here.
Yep, brilliant. And I did take a listen to it the other night, and it's pretty bloody good, if I do say so myself.
No, that's all right, mate. No, we also had a lot of fun also making the video clip for it. So we used a lot of farmers' faces and people all around the district to try to portray what we're singing about. And even though they have gone through all these, hardships and things like that, they're still sort of hanging in there. And so we called the song We're Still Here.
So does the video clip come out tomorrow as well, or is that further down the track.
No, that's right.
Yeah?
It should be up on YouTube.
Okay, sweet. So you can get all that, folks. Tom Curtin, We're Still Here, on YouTube tomorrow, as well as his brand new single, which you can purchase as well. All right, now, Catherine Outback Experience.
Yep.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, well, it's a show I started up here in Katherine about 6 years ago. I bought a place up here about 10 years ago, and most of my life I've just trained pretty wild horses on cattle stations. And, we'd have to catch them, quiet them down, ride them for the first time, and then, for the next sort of 3 weeks, then hand them over to workers on the cattle station. So after, I think it was 2011, the live beef export ban hit, so a lot of budgets were cut. The government stopped sending cattle over to Indonesia.
Yep.
So I had no horses to train, so I went singing at the caravan parks around Katherine 4 nights a week, and those people said, can we come and see what you're doing every day, training working dogs and horses? And so I started this show up, and, when I first started, it was like a 90-minute show with horse training, dog training, and, a few songs in between.
Yep.
And, I was only doing 3 shows a week, and one person came, or 2 people, often no one. All my mates just paid me out and said, Tom, just give up. It's never going to work. But we kept on persevering, and these days, 6 years on, we're doing about 7 months here, and we're doing about 10 or 12 shows a week with people from the Ghan train, come through 4 times a week with AAT Kings buses, and it's a lot of grey nomads and families travelling around the country. So it's gone from strength to strength, but it's still very raw, training horses and working dogs people give us they don't like or get along with. And also the music and the stories, we put into song as well. So it's, I'm very, very grateful, I suppose, being given an opportunity. And, I love training horses and dogs every day.
Very, very good.
Mm-hmm. That's great that both of your passions can come together, and music really does that. It just gives that extra edge to drive home to people the stories that you're trying to tell, and the heartbreak, of the droughts that are going on, and your passions in regards to the horses and dogs and things. It's the music really helps drive that to people's hearts, doesn't it?
Yeah. I never realised, Michelle, how powerful the music is, and, I think it was about a year ago we wrote the song Speak Up for little Dolly Everett, who passed away due to bullying. She was only 14 years old, so teamed up with Dolly Stream, and just to, I just wrote a song to help out. And then, it's gone on to, a lot of schools. We called the tour the Speak Up Tour, but I was just trying to help out. And even then, I went to a lot of schools, and the school bell has now become the Speak Up song.
The song, that's amazing.
Yeah, we've raised over $20,000 just from people downloading it off iTunes, so
that's brilliant. I've got 2 little girls, so that means a lot, yeah. Bullying's one of those things you hope doesn't happen to you, but it did happen to Dolly, and that was really, really heartbreaking as well. So good on you for helping out.
No, thanks, but I think there's so many other people helping out as well, so it's just good to chip in, and I think, it's like the ripple effect. Everyone can get out there and have a crack, and even if you just smile going down the street, it's going to put another smile on someone else's face, and then in turn it'll keep carrying on, so it's
for sure.
Amazing.
Share the kindness.
Everyone can have a crack.
Very good. All right, now you were talking off air about you're going to have a new album out later in the year.
Yeah, that's right. I've on the last tour, I was driving the horse truck, and I kept on kicking people out of my truck so that I could, there's really good space in there to start songwriting and things like that. So hopefully, we recorded a new one in March, just before the season started up here in April. And I shot down to Sydney with Garth Porter and, did another album. And hopefully it should be due out mid-November, and then we'll start touring again. So it'd be great to have another one out there.
Now, you said off air also that you're probably going to come down to Melbourne. When will that be, do you reckon?
Yeah, at this stage, we're still locking in dates. So at this stage, it's in February. I think we're coming through around from Sydney, around to Bairnsdale, and then around to Ballara Hotel again. That'll be sort of the first 5th and 6th, I think it is, around in February.
Yep.
And then we're going to try to head up to Mansfield, Lancefield, Moama, possibly Ballarat, then down to Geelong, and then back over to Lucindale in South Australia, then up to Mildura.
Fair enough. So it's going to be a long tour then.
Round around the merry-go-round, that one.
I think it will be about 50 or 60 shows over about 4 months. So
and plenty of Ks.
Yeah, plenty of Ks.
Yeah. All right, mate. Well, look, we have run out of time. Time flies when you're having fun. We're going to play your brand new single now, and I thank you very much for coming on and being one of the first guests back on My Country Australia.
No, good on you, Pete. Thanks so much for having us, and Michelle. And I think it's a great initiative what you're doing, and it's a great for country music artists out there. So keep it up, mate.
Thanks, bud.
Thanks, Tom.
This is Tom Curtin, and we're still here. Thanks, mate.
Granddad told me about the life out here. Gets in your blood as you count the years. It can weigh you down, have you on your knees. It can raise you up, make you believe. There's the longest days that never end, when the darkest nights come round again. Through nervous smiles, the doubts and pain, it's who we are, running through our veins. We've seen the dry, lived through the dust, and washed away in rising floods. We're battered and we're bruised, with nothing left to lose, and we're still here. We're battered and we're bruised, with nothing left to lose, and we're still here. There's another hot and cloudless day. Cracks open up on the black soil plain.